Lena had always lived a picture-perfect life in the suburbs of Charleston. Her husband, Daniel, worked long hours as a software consultant, and their home was the kind that looked like it belonged in a real estate magazine. The trimmed hedges, the elegant porch, the soft lighting, everything looked peaceful. But behind those carefully curated appearances, cracks had begun to form. Lena felt it first in the silences. At night, when Daniel came home and barely looked her way, and in the mornings when their conversations only consisted of, "Have a good day," and "Don't forget your lunch." One rainy Thursday afternoon, Lena found herself staring out the kitchen window, lost in thought. Her phone buzzed. It was a message from Tyler. "Can I see you today?" Just for a while. Tyler wasn't just anyone. He had been hired a few months back to renovate the guest house behind their home. Young, charming, and bold, he brought color into Lena's world, which had turned grayscale over the past year. She hesitated for a moment, glanced toward the hallway to ensure Daniel was still at work, then typed back, "Come around 5. But just for a little. By the time Tyler arrived, Lena had already lit candles and sprayed her favorite vanilla scent around the room. She greeted him with a quick smile and a racing heart. He stepped inside with confidence, brushing a wet lock of hair from his forehead. "Daniel still at work?" he asked. "Yes," she whispered. "But he might come back early today." "That just makes it more thrilling, doesn't it?" he teased, brushing his hand across her back. Lena let out a nervous laugh. "Your trouble, Tyler." Before either of them could say more, the sound of keys jingling outside made Lena freeze. Her eyes widened. "That can't be him. He never comes home this early." "Hide," she whispered, panicked. Tyler ducked into the hallway closet just as the front door swung open. Daniel stepped in, rain-soaked and clearly irritated. "Hey," he said, setting his briefcase down. "I forgot my laptop charger. Did you see it?" Lena forced a calm expression. "I think you left it on the couch." Daniel found it, kissed her on the cheek, and mumbled, "Thanks, babe. Be home late tonight." He was gone again within seconds. Tyler stepped out of the closet, wide-eyed. "That was close." "Too close," Lena said, her hands trembling. "You should go." "Or," he said, stepping closer, "we finish what we started." She didn't answer, but the look in her eyes said everything. That night changed them both, though Lena didn't realize how permanent it would be. The next few weeks blurred into a mess of half-truths and late-night rendezvous. Daniel stayed absorbed in his work, while Lena spiraled deeper into the emotional escape Tyler offered. She told herself it was temporary, a distraction. But her guilt grew heavier by the day. One Friday evening, Daniel brought home a bouquet of tulips, her favorite. Lena was surprised. "You've seemed distant lately," he said softly. "I just wanted to remind you that I still see you." Her eyes welled with tears, but she didn't know how to respond. That night, as Daniel slept beside her, Lena lay awake staring at the ceiling. She whispered, "What am I doing?" Tyler messaged her the next morning. "Meet me behind the guest house." Noon. Lena walked out, trying to convince herself this would be the last time. But before she could reach Tyler, Daniel called out to her from the kitchen window. "Lena, have you seen my car keys?" "Check the entryway table," she yelled back, forcing her voice to remain steady. When she turned around, Tyler had vanished into the guest house. She sighed in relief but couldn't shake the feeling that things were starting to unravel. The unraveling came faster than expected. A neighbor, Mrs. Henderson, had been watching. She was known for her gossip and suspicion, and when Daniel returned home unusually early one afternoon, she didn't hesitate to pull him aside. "I don't mean to intrude," she said delicately, "but there's been a man coming and going from your property when you're not home. A younger man. Not a worker anymore." Daniel thanked her politely, but his mind went into overdrive. That night, while Lena was in the shower, he checked her phone. Messages from Tyler confirmed everything. He sat in the dark living room for hours, unsure what to do. The woman he loved, the one he had built a life with, had betrayed him. But what hurt most was that she hadn't even told him she was unhappy. The next day, he left work early. He parked 2 blocks away and approached the house silently. The front door was slightly ajar. He stepped inside. The voices were faint but unmistakable. "You always smell like vanilla," Tyler said. "It reminds me of something safe," Lena replied. Daniel didn't announce himself. Instead, he stepped out into the hallway quietly, watching as Tyler pulled Lena into a kiss. The moment shattered him. He turned and left before either of them saw him. That night, Lena came home to find Daniel sitting calmly at the dining table. "We need to talk," he said. Lena froze. "Daniel, I can't explain. I don't need an explanation. I already know." She sat across from him, tears already forming. "I didn't mean for it to happen. It just did." "Was I really that absent?" he asked. "Was our love that forgettable?" "No," she whispered. "I just felt invisible." Daniel nodded slowly. "Then why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't you fight for us instead of giving up?" "I was afraid you wouldn't listen." He stood, grabbed his coat, and looked back at her. "I listened tonight, Lena. To every word you told him. And none of it was for me." The next morning he left. He didn't say where. Just a note on the table that read, "I deserve better." Lena sat on the floor, holding the note against her chest, realizing too late that her momentary escape had cost her everything real. Weeks passed. Daniel filed for divorce. Lena tried reaching out, but he never answered. Tyler moved on quickly. He had no intentions of building a future with her. Lena was left with an empty home and an ocean of regret. Daniel eventually started over in a new city. He took up running, joined a photography club, and little by little, began to smile again. As for Lena, she watched the leaves change alone that fall, each one a reminder of everything she let fall apart. Because sometimes, the cost of a secret isn't just heartbreak. It's losing the one person who would have stayed, if only you'd been honest. And that was a truth Lena would carry for the rest of her life.